Are you ready to raise your vibration in a genuine way so that you can begin to feel secure and peaceful, even while the world looks a bit chaotic and even menacing? Are you ready to connect with your guides and angels and not just think about it and cross your fingers and hope that works? And are you ready to actually feel your power as a divine being, as a creator? Feel connected, feel loved without having to work for it, without it being conditional. My name is Sonia Choquette. I am an intuitive teacher and guide. I have been working with people for over 50 years. And right now, the planet is really challenging us all to rise. So today I'm being guided by my spirit guides and teacher guides who are light beings who've been working with me for many, many years, Joaquin, and the emissaries of the third ray, second octave of love. I'm going to share with you very specific information on how to raise your vibration and connect and manifest in the way you are designed to as a divine being. So if you're new to my channel, I'm welcoming you. I believe your spirit brought you here, your guides and angels. So already that's a sign you're connected. I hope you get something out of it. And if you're coming back, welcome back, because today is a very specific step-by-step day. So let's talk about raising your vibration first. Raising your vibration, a lot of people think it means disconnecting, detaching, meditating, and yes, that does help. But the core frequency to raise your vibration, the core choice, is to stop performing for people for approval, because that is rooted in a deep fear that if I don't please others, I'm going to be rejected, abandoned, alone, fill in the blank, awful, catastrophic end. So performance is when you notice you kind of turn on the light and you're extra effusive, or you shape shift depending on whom you're with. You know, if someone's extreme in one way, you mirror them, and then you're with someone else and you mirror them, or you just find yourself, instead of connecting to what your inner spirit and vibration are communicating, you're looking for what to mirror around you in others. It's performance, and it's exhausting. And it's really a strong fear frequency. Whether you come across as fabulous and wonderful and I love you and everything is good, the frequency underneath that, the vibration, is needy for approval fear, and it's very low, and it will keep your life really stuck. The second thing that you want to do, and this is a very big one, especially for people who are hearts are open and who are very empathic and sensitive to others, is wanting to save people. Now, there's a difference between compassion and genuine availability to be supportive, but if you're reacting to this is a crisis and I have to fix them, and my kids are out of control, and my partner's not doing well, and the boss needs me, that again is a really deep need to try to feel relevant by being overly and excessively available to others and giving all your energy to their dramas. Now, that's easy to say, don't do that, but it's very challenging when you are sympathetic and you're sensitive to energy, and it just is shooting through your system like electricity. You're being electrocuted by someone else's experience. So if you are listening to a friend, for example, and they're telling you on and on and on and on how awful their life is and unfair, and you just want to stop it by saying, well, I'll save you, that's a very low vibration. Now, here's a tool for that. Here's a technique that'll help you. Number one, it's, of course, we want to help people we love and care for, but never help someone or do more for another than they're willing to do for themselves. For two reasons. One, energetically, you really can't get in there and make any shifts. If they're in a abandoning vortex and they don't want to help themselves. They'll just pull your energy in and drain you. And you'll feel it. You can give them everything. I have a client who was pretty wealthy, older woman. Her husband passed, and between the two of them, they lived a pretty prudent, financially sound life. And she ended up in her 80s having a fair amount of money. And she had a grandson that was just one problem after another. He would come and tell her he had this problem. He couldn't find a job. His mom didn't understand him. His friends were not nice. He wanted to start a business. He wanted to start a car, redoing antique car business. She gave him $15,000, bought 2 or 3 cars, blew it, lost the money, lost the cars. You'd think she'd learn. He comes back. Sad, I'm I'm depressed, I can't figure it out. Could you please help me? I want to start a small organic shop that sells gourmet organic. Okay, poor guy, he needs me. Gave him $65,000, started the shop, lost control, went out of business within the first 4 months. And just because he neglected it, he got over it. He wasn't interested. He didn't pay attention. Now, this is just 2 things that have happened in the last 2 years. And she came to me and she said, how can I help him? And I said, stop helping him vibrationally. How does he leave you feeling? And she said, panicked, worried, he's going to self-destruct. Plus, I'm worried for me because I'm losing so much money trying to help him. And I said, and what does your intuition say? So my intuition says that no matter what I do, he's going to blow it because he isn't doing the work to support on a business level anything he wants. He's just trying to get me to fix it for him. So, this is a thing that a lot of very sensitive, kind, aware people, she's aware, she's educated, she's spiritually educated, but energetically she gets hijacked. So that's another thing to raise your vibration. My teacher said it real simply, kind of tricky. He said, mind your own business. And saving other people is never your business. Being compassionate, listening, offering, an open heart, but don't fix another's problem. And especially, don't do more for them than they're doing for themselves. So that's a huge vibrational shift because we've been taught culturally, especially women, to be nice and to fix people is what makes you worthy. And it's actually self-abandonment and keeps you at a very low vibration. And you are not listening to your inner guidance because your inner guidance is definitely saying, don't do that. The next thing that you need to do, and this kind of goes along with what I'm saying to this, but what we need to do to raise your vibration is recognize situations and people for who they are and not what you want them to be. In other words, don't live in some fantasy alternative reality. It's kind of a paradox because a lot of people accuse it to intuitive people, especially working with guides and angels, that we're in an alternate reality. But in fact, if you're emotionally want to just believe that if I love you enough, if I do enough, then you'll get better, then that frequency is very heavy on this planet. And it keeps you trapped and stuck and disconnected and out of congruency and really leaves you depleted and disconnected from your power and from your guidance. I have a client who's been married to a guy who she loves him. She says, he's a good guy. He wants to do a startup. He wants to be in AI. He wants to be in research. And she has been married to him for 11 years, and he has been unemployed, dinkering around for 10 of those 11 years. And there's no job, there's no business. In the meantime, she's working 5 jobs, running a whole lot of things simultaneously. And she says, he's such a good guy, and this is going to work out. And when I asked her, is this really going to work out? Does he really give you the vibration and do you feel intuitively any foundation here? Anything committed to bringing energy into the marriage, money into the marriage, contribution? anything, she's again back into, well, he's trying. I said, it's 10 years. This isn't going to change. Can you feel that? And that's fine if you want to live with that, but it's the thinking it's going to change, or the believing it's going to change, is self-denial of your own inner guidance. And it's about listen, not what the story is, and not what the fantasy is, and not what the desire and be a good, supportive person. It's the vibration. Something's really wrong with this vibration. It's very low. It's very much that I'll keep fixing it at my own expense. And eventually, and here's what was happening with her. You can look at what's happening with you. If this is how you do things, she was getting sick and putting on weight. And she's asked me 3 times, why have I put on 50 pounds in the last year when I haven't changed my diet? And I said, because you're trying to hold on to what something, because everything you're doing is giving away while he's in the black hole of taking. It's a very common thing about fantasizing. And you know what happened? She stopped talking to me. Here's what will happen. She'll come back. Sometimes we don't want to know the truth. I will say the number one reason why people are not intuitive is because what they feel, sense, and receive intuitively, the truth, they don't want to hear. They would rather be in an alternate reality. That is my number one observation with people. I don't want the truth. I don't want to live in an empowered way that looks at what is instead of what I want it to be. Your guides are with you all the time saying, I told you, I'm pointing it out, I'm giving you signs, but if you don't want it, nobody's going to override that. So that's a super important thing to reflect on. Now I'm going to be quiet for a second because an ambulance is going by. It is a bit of an emergency, isn't it, to get clear about this? The other thing, the one more thing about raising your vibration is that we have been taught that self-sacrifice is a noble cause and that taking care of yourself is really a bad thing. And that is a massive energetic gaslight that really lowers your vibration for 2 reasons. One, the golden rule from all the master teachers, and basically is love your neighbor as yourself, not instead of. And that what happens when you love everybody else instead of yourself is that secretly this is what's called implied agreements, which is it implies you're supposed to take care of me too. Look at all I do for you. This is another area that's coming to an end. You're not going to get back anything that you haven't negotiated and said, if I help you, you're going to help me. But nobody's going to just get it implied. So you have to take care of yourself first. And this is a big issue because a lot of people don't know what that means or what that looks like or what that's about. What does take care of myself mean? I have a beautiful client that I work with who has a tremendously difficult time taking care of herself because she's been taught her whole life that's selfish. So she doesn't listen to her intuition. She ignores her guides. She will actually make choices that she knows is hurtful to her. Like she has a daughter that's in her 50s. My client's in her middle, I think she's like middle 70s, early 70s, but anyway, good health. Her daughter is someone who has been through 3 marriages. She has the grandkids. She's raising the grandkids. She's driving around town doing everything for everybody. She's paying bills here and there and this woman is saying, and one time she said, I'm tired of this. I really hope you get it together. And her daughter just went off on her. You're selfish. These are your grandkids. How can you do this? Now, okay, you're standing on the outside. It's easy to think, well, she's an idiot. She needs to go to therapy. But when you're energetically, vibrationally in the vortex of a black hole, that energy is going to come flying out and capture you. And you lose agency. You lose sovereignty unless you sort of snap out of it and start to change your value system that, no, this isn't true. I'm not hurting anybody to take care of myself. I might inconvenience them. I might annoy them, I might anger them because they're abandoning their responsibilities, but not hurting them. My teachers taught me that you actually do hurt people when you do for them what they need to do for themselves, because every single life experience is part of our sacred contract, and it's a soul lesson we signed up for and need to grow. So raising your vibration and living at a higher level is really truth serum. And it takes a lot to get back to that. And meditation can be helpful, but you know what's more helpful? Write to yourself. Write to your own higher self. Sit down with a pen and paper and say, I'm writing to higher self and guides. Please tell me. Please give me clear information about where I am ignoring the support and the messaging coming from you. Be very specific. And you know what? You will get very specific responses if you want them. Honest to God, we are trying, the universe is trying to pull us into a higher vibration where we live in peace, alignment, connection with others without self-abandonment. Now, this is not idealistic. It's a skill that takes constant self-reflection and awareness of your vibration. It's like, unless, when I say yes, when I mean no, you're out of vibrational alignment, you disconnect from your intuition. Instead, you can say, I'm saying yes against my better judgment for all the wrong reasons, but at least I want you to know that I'm not really honoring myself. That's far better than just performing. Oh, sure, no problem, it's good, because that completely trashes your vibration, disconnects you from your higher self, disconnects you from your guides, puts an enormous stress on your body and weakens you, and then you're back in isolation and victim, and you've just really done it to yourself. Soul lessons are not easy, but we're not alone. You have videos and teachers like me and like the many on here. You have books, and one of the books I recommend for you today that's so practical and basic is my book, True Balance, which is how to recognize the soul energies, how to align your frequencies, how to live in coherence, how to take care of yourself energetically and tell the truth. It's a basic book, but we haven't been taught the basics. So how are we going to grow to higher spirituality and a higher frequency? What's happening with a lot of people is you're just bypassing the basics. So it's a house of cards. We have to get back to deep self-understanding, self-love basics. This is what the guides are saying, and they're just screaming it. So nobody, even your guides, can help you more than you help yourself. And this is a point in time where we're also deeply uncomfortable because we need to do this now. So first of all, look at the ways, am I willing to raise my vibration? Can I stop performing today? Say nothing. Just say, I'll think about that. But not put on what one of my clients called the pudding voice. Sure, no problem, with pleasure, no problem. That pudding voice is a performance. Stop putting veils over your eyes, hoping if you try hard enough, somebody else is going to be different. Instead, my first master teacher taught me very early in my education on how to be an intuitive master myself, is he said intuition at the very beginning and always in the end is a keen sense of the obvious, energetically obvious. If something is incongruent, out of energetic balance, obviously that's not the way to go. So this just brings me back to the last piece, is you're not going to pick up any vibration if you're in your head. Your head doesn't pick up vibration. It just tells stories and convinces you to do a whole lot of things that aren't good for you, usually. What you need to do is get into your body. And what I mean is by go for a walk. Pay attention to what is around you. Name the things you see. There's a red car, there's the trash can, there's the guy walking the dog, there's the kid kicking the ball, because it pulls you into the energetic field that gives you information. Secondly, really, really, really be honest with yourself. I'm afraid that the only way I can exist is to give all my energy to please other people. Okay, I've been taught that. I've been indoctrinated even. But how is that working out for you? Honestly, this isn't doing it. I don't feel safe. I don't feel secure. I feel drained. I feel resentful. I feel unstable. Energetically, to get to a higher vibration starts with a strong foundation. Try the automatic writing. My book, Read Life Accurately, has a very good section in there on how to do automatic writing and get to higher frequency without it being a fake bypass. Your guides will help you, and they'll talk to you right then and there in that writing exercise of talking to your higher self and guides. If you want to know. If you want to know. And be in your body. Go outside. Breathe. Breathe in and out. That drops you in. And then be honest with yourself, because being honest lays a foundation of integrity. And integrity means to be whole, to be aligned, to be secure. And if you have to make difficult changes, well, that's what's happening on this planet. We all do, but you don't have to make them alone. You don't have to make them alone. If you feel alone, read my book or listen to the audio of my book. Ask your guides. And I'm reflecting for a moment. All of my books are on audio. So these are big. And if you feel really alone, I also want to encourage you, join my community, the Good Vibe Tribe, because I check in every day. People check in every day. They're working these books together. We're having lessons once a week. We're having birthday celebrations. I mean, this is a community that will affirm and support you being aligned. You can find the information out in the comments below, and leave the comments below of what you know you've been doing that you're going to stop so that you actually can raise your vibration. So just to complete, so what do you get when you raise your vibration? Peace, coherence, health, because you're not in energetic chaos, a quiet mind, because you're present, and personal power, because your energies are available to focus, heightened intuition. You get clear, accurate reflections of the energy you're in, so that you can make decisions to gravitate toward energy that really takes care of you and away from others. And I'm not saying don't have compassion for the world. We're all in it, and it's challenging. Don't feel sorry for people and think you've got to fix and manage their life, because that's a delusion. It'll never work. It'll drain you. It keeps them from growing, and it keeps them in a low vibration too, and it'll just backfire. So this is a strong lesson today, but right now we need to raise our vibration, and we can't do it by just singing Kumbaya. We have to look at our choices, our consciousness, and what's driving them, love or fear. And if it's love, starting with love for the spirit in you and recognizing the spirit in others, you'll raise your vibration super fast, and you'll become a miracle worker super fast, because it's just about bringing it all into alignment. Thanks for tuning in, sending you all my love. And please, if you like this, please subscribe. And if you know anybody who can benefit from this, please share this. And come back, and if you can leave a thumbs up, that keeps the channel going. We are in this together, and I really appreciate your support. And for those who have subscribed and keep coming back, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is really helping raise the vibration of our own and the planet. And it really does fulfill a sense of meaning and purpose. So I send you all my love and gratitude. See you next week. Bye-bye.